And it's recording. And he spins it around. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to Gathering Out of Time. Woo! This is a build your own LARP activity. Essentially, you have a scenario premise. You are characters out of time. You're from history, from the past. Each of you has woken up in this room, this exact room, except imagine it's a lot cooler. Okay, so it's a futuristic room with white walls, white floor, white ceiling, and white lights, and maybe little blue glows on the side. But think sci-fi or heaven. And you've awakened, and you're in perfect shape. Some of you lived to an old age, but your bodies now are 21. Some of you were younger than 21, and your bodies now are whatever age you were when you passed away. Some of you remember. Now, we all know these people are dead because, well, it's history. But some of you don't remember dying. Some of you do remember dying. Okay, if you were hit by a 236 bus, you just remember crossing the street and waking up. And so, some of you may know more about what's going on than others. In addition to creating a character, I asked each of you to select a character from history and to write a short biography character description. You also were asked to have a special ability. The ability could be magical, psychic, or science-based. It depends on you. I also asked you to write clues about the other characters. Now you have a list of which player you're writing clues for. You should write information for one person, and then a clue for someone who will know to agree with that information, and a clue for someone that they don't agree with that information. You have a clue yes and a clue no and the clue. You did that for a couple people. Now, some of your clues will make perfect sense. Some of your clues won't make much sense once you realize who the character is that you've written it for. For instance, Genghis Khan, you like to wear women's underwear. Okay. Okay, then I guess that does make sense. But historically, we don't know anything like that, but it's a game. Some of your clues are going to be messed up and weird. Some of them won't be. I also have clues related to the scenario, so you'll also get information regarding that. Okay? Essentially, this is our last LARP of the year. It is your LARP. You've chosen the characters. You've built the clues. Have fun with it. Now, as we start playing, I will call you one by one and approve your special abilities, because some of you may have special abilities. I can stop time, and I can use that as often as I like. That's probably it's a cool ability. You just have the whole room freeze, and then you do whatever you want. But probably do it whenever you want is too much. That's something you could do maybe twice in a game. All right? So, when I say go, please let's give everyone their clues. So you have clues for different players. Call out the number, find the player, and give them their clue. Go. You come to me. It is chaotic here. The characters are running around trying to figure out, what am I here? What am I doing here? What's going on? At least one character has found his soulmate. That was really fast, by the way. Others are still looking for answers. And because the clues were written without knowing who the characters were, some of those answers are pretty hard to find. Yay! Sometimes my classes seem chaotic, but that's only because they're chaotic. It looks like Henry V and Elizabeth I have encountered Joan of Arc, and they're not treating her very nicely because she's French. Essentially, for this activity, the students created their own characters based upon people from history. And then they also gave that character a special ability. They don't know why they're in this special weird room. Those of you who are fans of Riverworld know where I got the idea, but this is not Riverworld. This is something much more worse and much more devious and much more horrifying if they figure out everything. But essentially, they also wrote character clues for other players, but they didn't know who the characters would be. They just knew that the player was male or the player was female. And I said it like that so that they could do gender-specific clues. Turns out that some of the players wanted to play cross-gender anyway. For instance, Helen of Troy is being played by a dude right now. Paris of Troy is being played by a gal. And some other characters are cross-gendered because they wanted to give it a go. And I said, okay, give it a go. Let's find out. But the clues don't necessarily fit in. Now, I seeded the game with other clues as well that fit the scenario conception, so it should beeline pretty well. A few folks have to figure out who their true love is. Some have to figure out who a murderer is or a thief. So they all have things to do in a very chaotic, build-your-own scenario kind of thing. We don't expect it to be perfect because it's very random. It's just intended to be a fun activity for the class. It's our last LARP of the year, and for oral training we often use LARP and simulations and things like that. However, after they've played it, they'll have the opportunity to tweak their descriptions for the scenario, and others will be able to play it in the future. Yay! It's a fun game, though. Notice the groupings are different now. Some people have started conspiring. Times like this, I wish we had directional sound. Oh, no, not even close. You are so far off. Did she tell you she was an angel? Did she say, I'm an angel? Did you ask her, are you an angel? What did she say? Yes? But when she flies, does she use her wings? Ask her. When you fly, do you use your wings? There's a difference. We have some special information today as you eat your banana, which looks very oddly shaped. We know what it really means. But he found his soulmate. Okay, now, from this moment on, those of you whose characters are predisposed to violence may now commit violence. If you want to kill someone, you can. It's very simple. Use your fists. He wants to use his banana.
Kill zone.
God, I'm so creepy. But take them aside privately. And you can't use your real fist because they don't let us do that anymore in classes. So you have to simulate. For instance, I will now kill Genghis Khan. And it's very simple. Rock, scissors, paper on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He's dead. That means
refuse to like battle with another.
you can run away. Some people have special abilities that help them. Many of you don't. When you die, and seriously, it's starting now, you get to do a fun thing called sit still. Sit down and don't talk to anyone. Don't use your cell phone. Don't do anything. You just have to sit there doing this. In other words, don't die. You may begin.
So I found a thief who stole
Who is the thief?
Michelle,
Michelle is not a thief.
who stole
You mean Zoe Weinberg.
so I have to bring the person here and to confront him or just
Yes. Yes.
So I have to bring
You have
the
to bring her, and she has to admit that she was a sex offender. To me, yes. It looks like somebody's getting ganged on.
Thank you for your respect. Now go away.
Hey, get out, get out.
Wait, if I say you're British people, am I British? I'm like sort of British.
you're French, right?
Yes.
They're ganging up on Elizabeth because they saw her talking to the director. They're completely wrong, but yay that.